Good morning, beautiful people. Buenos días. Hoy quiero hablar de algo que escribí en mi journal yesterday. Y nothing. I just want to talk about that. I wrote, stop trying to live somebody else's life. I really tried to be other people. He querido ser las personas que consideraba más populares en el colegio. He querido ser chicas de series del internet, de lo que sea, que me parecían que eran lo que yo debía hacer. Me he puesto un criterio, a criteria. I have put a criteria upon myself of what's right and wrong, and that has all fallen apart. And if you know, you know. You know, people say that for a reason. Things falling apart on you like that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that how big the weight lifted up my chest is. How much more creative do I feel now that I understand that I don't have to be anybody but myself? And I needed to understand what that looked like, what authenticity really meant. First of all, let's start here. Authenticity for me does not mean to be a certain way or another. It's like, oh, you're running around and you're hopping and you're smiling all the time and oh my god, I'm so authentic. No, it isn't that. Authenticity is sometimes being authentically shitty, or even better, just being messy. Because saying shitty means that there's right or wrong. I said this in the other video, but unless you are a serial killer, there's no right or wrong. Trust me, if you're just a regular schmegular person, um, who doesn't want to put their triggers on everybody else, consciously at least, you're not a bad person, and there's no right or wrong, you know? So, stop trying to be someone else. Trying to live somebody else's life. It comes to everything, to how you decorate your room or where you live. You can't control that sometimes. And I mean, where I'm living right now, it isn't all aesthetically pleasing and perfect. Um, I have what I need, and just being able to sit with that. This doesn't look like how I think things should look, like that idyllic version of myself, and just allowing myself to be happy within that environment is such a powerful thing. And it's just like a symptom of me finally being ready to be authentic. This term was, I mean, of course, I knew what authenticity meant, but the term authenticity was introduced into my life as something very important years ago by this, how do we call her? She's not yoga teacher. She's something. La cosa es que she emphasized, she was a boss of mine. She emphasized how important authenticity was. And she kept on reminding it to me, and I didn't understand why. I felt like I'm being fucking authentic right now. Like, what else do you want from me? mm, parts of working for a spiritual coach situation. Um, but I just didn't understand because I was constantly trying to please her. I was trying to mold myself to be somebody else that she would approve of. Um, Mommy issues, and yeah, I just didn't get it. And that was 2022. We're 2026, beginning of 2026. I was about to say 2025. Oh, and I think I'm finally grasping what it means to be authentic. More than grasping, I have a good hold on it. Like the way I dress, for example. I used to be so worried with what should go with what, and people would mock me, which is a big part of why I struggled so much to be authentic. I was afraid of being ridiculed. Can't say I'm not completely afraid of that. I mean, who isn't? But if it happens, it happens. You know? And yeah, the clothes that I'm wearing, I just put together whatever I think it's cute. Like this jacket, I actually stole by accident. There's a story. I didn't know it was for sale. It was a long story, but it's mine now. And I just took it. It just reminded me of my whatever. I didn't steal it on purpose, okay? I just said I just took it like I just like took it and ran with it. No. But it reminds me of the masculine lineage on my mother's side. Reminds me of my great grandpa, reminds me of my uncle, both dead, both dead. E- yeah. I just sometimes I feel like I don't look pretty in it, or like it's too boxy or something, or too big. But I don't know, I like it. And these jeans, when I first got them, was I was actually not trying to have a panic attack at the mall because no jeans would freaking fit me. And I finally found these baggy ones, 42, and they did fit. They fit perfectly. And first put them on, and this is a pattern. I couldn't believe that I had finally found what I wanted, so I disregarded it. And then I was like, no, what are you doing? I took them back. I put them on. This is thrifted, came from France, from someone in France, from Vinted. And this undershirts will forever be the first undershirts. Why do I want to cry? The first undershirts that I ever bought over here. There are three: pink, brown. No, there are actually four: pink, brown, green, and blue. And I bought it at Primark. And thrifted boots with stars on them. And my face. That's also an important part of authenticity. Um, I slept with makeup on, which it was just mascara, but still. And I took it off this morning with rosemary oil. You know, the little things. Just, I don't need to have a makeup remover or some organic oil thingy, which rosemary oil would fall in that category. But yeah, just a supermarket rosemary oil. Took off my makeup, and I don't know, I feel gorgeous. Something about that just made me feel really pretty. This, oh my god, if we're talking about authenticity, this, gosh, if this has been a part of my life. This bun, oh my goodness, it has been my staple. Staple, I tell you. I come from a very hot country, and having your hair down isn't a fucking option for me. My sister, who is in a sweaty bublech, um, she can have her hair down all she wants, but I get sweaty so quickly. So this has always been my go-to, and I like how I look like, which is so controversial. It has been so controversial for me to actually like how I look like this because I think, I mean, especially coming from like an American country where women get all dolled up. I mean, of course, it happens in other places, but I feel like it's a daily thing. They get all dolled up, you know, and like they need to look presentable or something. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a worldwide thing, but I feel presentable. I feel beautiful like this. If I want to go crazy when I push, I pull it down. You have seen it probably. Just I put it instead of a top bun, a bottom bun. I don't think it's called like that, but I'm really passionate about this bun, and just all my hairs fall out on the back, and I love it. Well, actually, I am looking forward to the day that my hairs grow long enough so it doesn't fall. But still, I really like how I look like this, and my mother wouldn't approve. My sister would tell me to get my freaking hair done. But I mean, maybe it's a little harsh saying that my mother wouldn't approve, but she would definitely have something to say. Does she always have something to say about my appearance? That lady, you gotta love her. Well, um, I really love this. This is authenticity on steroids for me. Uh, yeah. And when it comes to journaling, authenticity when it comes to journaling, um, I was like looking forward. So I got this very cute journal. It's it's not moleskin, is that how you say it? But it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a little black sketchbook. You have seen it in this channel. And I wanted to do cute things in there. I wanted to I hope this is still recording. I wanted to do like little collages and like cute calligraphy stuff. And no, I did it for like 4 pages, a little bit more. I have some really cute things that I'm really proud of, but I like my journals to just scribble in them. And I don't really care if things get lost in there. You know, the internet nos ha dado algo muy hermoso. Nos ha dado la capacidad de, ¿cómo te digo? La capacidad de aprender sobre todo. Y también de saber las opiniones populares sobre todo. But, cuando se trata de la creatividad, ¿cómo te digo? Sorry, it's just that switching from Spanish to English, then I need to think more. I need to switch to the Spanish brain, and it's like, it's a thing. So, um, cuando se trata de la creatividad, de ser tú mismo, ya tienes a criteria de las cosas que debes y no debes hacer. Cómo se debe hacer journaling o cómo no se debe. Debes tener 5,000 journals y, I mean, don't get me wrong, if I could have 5,000 journals, goodness, you know those freaking expensive leather or fall leather, vegan leather covers? Sorry for making fun of you. I, I'm just salty, okay? I love all the organic vegan stuff. I'm just salty that I can't have it, okay? Not yet. But you know, those big journal covers that have a little string in the middle, they have a name because they're very popular right now. And you can have a bunch of journals inside. Those are like hundreds of dollars and euros as well. And you put all your things in there. And I would love to have like a cute crafts little journal, a little like scribble journal, study thing. Would love it. I am that person. If you're not that person, that's fine. I am that person. But right now I can't do that. And I need my things. This is such a huge part of authenticity that I have realized for myself. Um I need my things to be practical for me. I think that's a big part of being authentic. Is it practical for who you are? Is it something that you can sustain? Then it's authentic to you. If it's something that you're really working hard to keep up and it doesn't freaking make sense, you'll figure out if it makes sense in the long run. But I have gone to the point where I can really figure out if something is for me or not. Tangent. What I'm trying to say is that my journaling and authenticity. Um, so I started out really cute, and then I just started to use it. I mean, I did do a lot of projects in it. I'm also hard on myself, but I also used it to just write my thoughts, write random quotes like the one that I told you. Don't stop trying to live somebody else's life. Like I need to put these things down somewhere. Or sometimes I just want to ramble, which isn't that often, but I still do. I mean, ramble written. You know, if I want to just ramble, I come here. Um, but yeah. So I just said to myself, it is fine if this doesn't look pretty because I started looking into it. Okay, so there's so many layers to this. I started looking at it, and it looks so beautiful. If you haven't seen A Complete Unknown, the movie of Bob Dylan's life or like a chunk of his life, I recommend it. So there's this part where these people go into his apartment and take pictures of things. And he wasn't proud of how his apartment looked like. It looked messy. There was lyrics, songs, papers everywhere, and the coffee stains and just like food thingies piled up, and people loved it. Like they were taking picture of all of that. It was art. You get what I mean? Like that's how I like looking at it constantly. I just look at it and I think, when I'm dead, and someone that is really intrigued by me is looking at this, would they be interested? Like look at it in those eyes. You're dead. You're no longer here. Every single little pencil stroke is a freaking precious to them, and they're flipping through the pages. All your little craziness is art to them. How does that feel like? You know, like that's what I like focusing on. I feel like I'm a little rambling a little bit. Rambling's not the word. Like I feel like I'm not being that so clear, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's how I like looking at my things, or how I started looking at it to feel more authentic. So there's this books of my great aunt who died, and she didn't write the books. I mean, they were just books, and she had annotated on them. Um, and I would read those things as like so important. You know, I would see it and I would touch it. And just be so proud. I think that someone would study and would get things on paper. Um, you can't see it, but I'm tearing up. It's just a sensitive topic, and every time I get around, I like talk around a sensitive topic. I get a little cloudy in the head. Yeah. So I'm just letting myself do my thing and looking at it like that. Like this was someone that was admired, a genius of some sort. Maybe just a genius of authenticity, being themselves. And this is what this is what their journal looked like. And that is so precious. So yeah. Just also the videos. Sometimes I think, should I edit? Should I do fancy things? I don't like editing. I really don't. I don't. I don't like editing. I do it sometimes. I post a little reel of me sharing my thoughts on something on a passage of A Room of One's Own, but I didn't like doing that. I wanted to get the final product out. I like the final product, but I didn't like the process, and I feel like that's wrong, or like I shouldn't succeed at this, or I shouldn't gain any popularity, or people shouldn't want to follow or subscribe to me because I'm not really trying and my channel isn't really good enough. Like I think of, I met him recently on a video call, Nathaniel Drew. He has really cool videos, and he really does know how to edit. Maybe he likes it. And sometimes I think, what would he think of me? Would he think I'm lazy, or like my videos are bad? I mean, my videos are just me talking, so it's mainly if you like what I'm talking about, then you'll stay. If you, I don't know what makes people stay in videos, but yeah, I'm not fond of editing, and I think someday I may have a vlog because I've always wanted that, but I don't know if it's something that I wanted because I saw other people do, or because I really want it. Because when it comes to authenticity again, when it comes to picking up a camera and vlogging, I don't feel quite comfortable, and I think I could grow comfortable if I really want to, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. And I think maybe I can pay an editor or something, but that's a lot of money, no? Um, and I'm quite happy with this. I feel like a big part of being authentic is just understanding your limitations. You know, and I know, like I can people or I can get triggered at that. It's like I have no limitations. Everything that I want, I can make happen because I can make anything happen that I want. But no, no, you can't. I don't want to be an astronaut, for example. With that philosophy, I could be an astronaut, but I don't want to be one. You know what I mean? And so maybe I don't want to be a vlogger. It's just a little bit of an ego death moment. What I mean by that, it's a little bit of heartbreak to think of. It's like, oh, maybe I don't want to do that. Realizing what it is you want to do and what you don't, realizing who it is you actually are and who you aren't, really gives you a lot of brain space to finally take action. Because me just like shelving this blogging thing, just if I can just take that out, put it in the trash, it leaves this space. Okay, if I don't want to be a vlogger, and this works for everything else, what is it that I actually want to do? Who do I want to be? And then I feel like creativity actually starts moving. The womb energy starts expanding. It feels good to take it off the shelf. My mind feels lighter. I've been cleaning my room. I really like doing this. Yeah. And another thing I want to take off the shelf is the length of these videos. I'm gonna take that off the shelf. There's no length. Nobody's watching it. Like that's something I remind myself. There's no one to please because there's nobody here. There's one viewer, and he can watch as far as he pleases. Hmm. Quite happy with my life. It feels wrong to say. It feels really wrong because I am not living where I want to live. I am not necessarily the full-on avid reader I would like to be, or uh as a focused studier, or things don't look perfect, but I'm actually quite happy with it. Practice and theory are two very different things. So I say all of this, and I've heard it before, and I thought it was going to look a certain way, but in practice, it feels very different. It feels a little uncomfortable. The sort of uncomfortable that you're happy to be in. I need to sneeze. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I feel like I should be done, but I'm just enjoying myself. Do you hear the birds? Look, authenticity isn't about being like authentic person. Authenticity isn't like being an authentic person. Authenticity is about being yourself. And there is a huge learning curve when it comes to getting to know yourself. I just heard the other day from a friend that she doesn't want to put any labels on her. And I'm actually doing quite the opposite. She I understand what she means, and this is what I understood by what she meant, by what she was saying. That if she called herself this or that, then she will want to follow, and the internet, I feel like it's a huge part in this. All this rule book on how this looks like and how this looks like, how this looks like. But I am doing the opposite. I am pulling labels on myself and sticking them on there. They're always up to evolving, but I want to be someone. I've spent so much time erasing myself, erasing everything I knew of myself to make myself anew. I've changed my name many times, and the one I'm using lately, not so openly because it scares me, um, is my birth name. The one I was given by my mother and my father. Um, and I'm embracing where I've come from and what I like. Such a big part of this is embracing the parts of me, my funny little quirks. Let's call it like that. You know, being yourself. And people say that all the time, but they don't really know what that means. Because I didn't know what it means, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one. Be yourself to me right now, probably forever, means to let go of your morals. Of morals, not your morals. If you have morals, keep your morals. I mean, morals in general. You know, if you said a white lie and it felt right in the moment, or maybe it didn't, like, just morals really need to fall apart. Unless they're part of who you are and you want to stamp that on. But what do I mean by that? I feel like I need to explain myself, but just if you're someone that's too hard on themselves, perfectionist, letting go of morals is good. It's good for you. At least it has been for me. If you wanna, I don't know, things like, I'm gonna be very specific with it. If you wanna hang out with your ex-boyfriend, you know, you know you're gonna have a good time. But in theory, hanging out with your ex-boyfriend isn't the thing you should do. Fuck that moral. Um, is there, if you wanna share an unpopular opinion, you know, it can overall be a lot less judgy with ourselves and others, especially with ourselves. Well, I think I'm done. I'm feeling a lot now. I feel like I've opened a can of worms. I want to go. I really like it here. That's something I do a lot in life. I don't want to go. I do that with people a lot. I do that a lot with people. It's hard for me to let go once I've grasped. And that's a moral that I've had to let go of. You don't have to let go. You don't have to. Who told you you have to? Do you, does having this person in your life add something? Then keep them. If you have to put up boundaries, then put them up if you feel like it. You know? You feel like that we gotta leave room for mistakes. A lot. A lot of room for mistakes. And the people who love you will do the same. You know? You're a friend of mine who used to be my boyfriend. We had some really ugly times this past year. He forgave me, I forgave him. If it were up to morals, that wouldn't have happened. We would have canceled each other right out of each other's lives. Feeling a bit sad. I think I'm just gonna close my eyes and speak from my heart, because that's what wants to come out.